Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gertratief. And tonight, as you've seen in the description, we are looking at my top 10 international whiskies that you should try in 2022. Yeah, that time of the year. So, also to keep in mind, this is for my palate. So I do like a little bit of a sweeter type of whiskey. So I'm not big into the smoky ones, the Lefroy's, the ones that got TCP hospital type of smell, iodine smell in it. So if that's the type of whiskey that you like, of course, skip along. You're not going to enjoy this video. But for me, it is a journey into beginners whiskies from all over the world. I do like the idea of traveling from country to country, finding a new whiskey, trying a new whiskey, not just the good old Scotch whiskies. Nothing wrong with a Scotch whiskey. I do love some Scotch whiskies, made quite a lot of videos, but I do like the idea of traveling, finding some different type of whiskies as well. So during the last couple of months, I made some reviews on international whiskies, and I must admit, I do like it. I found some fantastic ones, and I think that is a nice list to share, especially if you are a new whiskey drinker. You are not sure on which type of whiskies you like, but this list is, of course, not an extensive list. That is just my take on some of the whiskies that I've tasted during the year, and I did find them quite appealing. So a couple of regions that I'm going to cover today. So I'm going to start off in no particular order. I'm going to start off with the French version, and I did make some quite a couple of videos from the French whiskies, and it was a little bit difficult to pick the best one. So in the end, I picked the Armoric Classic. Fantastic little whiskey. A little bit of a lemon note coming out, some pear notes coming out, and then I've got a hint of a licorice, a hint of a basil coming out, hint of a vanilla, a whiskey of a lot of hints in it, sweetness, caramel, red apple, really fantastic on the nose, and of course mellow and mild sweet on the taste. So for me, that was a clear winner from the French whiskey, and I did like it. So that was my first one. The second one that I also have on the list is something coming from India. So from India, especially the Amrut series, I did like them. There's also some other distilleries, but I found the Amrut for me and for my palate was the best. And if I look at the couple of the Amrut series that I did try, I did like the Amrut cask strength the most. It was sweet, herbs, mint chocolate, caramel, toasted almonds with a sprinkling of sugar, caramel notes coming out, choc mint. Oh, that is fantastic. A little bit of a Turkish delight in the end. Really, really nice on the nose as well as on the taste. In the taste, you got a little bit of a buttered popcorn, sweet vanilla. Oh, that was really nice. A little oak and a little bit of a caramel on the taste. So for me, if you want to travel a little bit to India, go for the cask strength Amrut. You will be very happy with that one. Then, of course, traveling a little bit locally here in Belgium, and I found the Belgian L. Oh my word, that is really nice. I've been bypassing this in the shops here in Belgium a couple of times. Some specialist shops had it in stock. A little bit expensive, and it was only half a liter bottles, so I always bypassed it until I got a nice little sample from my online store, and I was pleasantly surprised on how good it was. a little bit of a citrus note, a lime note, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of an apple, a pear note coming out, a little bit of a vanilla custard coming out, banana bread, a little bit of a tobacco note in the end. It is just a stunning, fantastic, lovable, enjoyable dram. Sweet, creme brulee, all of those nice things that came out in the glass. So be on the lookout for this one. Not so easy to find it, but I did like it. Traveling, of course, went to Israel. Wow, I was a little bit surprised on this one. Never knew, but it was nice to see this one on offer on my online store. So I, of course, picked up a bottle of that. So for the Israel, from the Milk and Honey Company, it was the single malt. Fantastic on the nose. A little bit of a hint of a smoke on this one. A little bit surprised on that one. But a nice, pleasant hint of smoke. A little bit of a cinnamon coming out. Vanilla's coming out. And of course, the smoke didn't last long. It was just a hint of it. And then it quite quickly disappeared from the glass, leaving a little bit of a honey note, a little bit of a marmalade note, a little bit of an oaky tannin coming out. On a taste, the smoke is definitely there, not much, but it's a nice savory smoke, a little bit of a glazed bacon type of nose taste on it. Of course, fantastic, and it was quite high, bottled at I think 57% ABV, so quite a dangerous one. So from there on, I had to go to Denmark, a nice Danish whiskey, fantastic little name, the Stoning Bastard, and it was nice. I really like it. It had a fantastic nose to it. It was a little bit of a rye in it, so a little bit of a different nosing for me, and a little bit of a different taste that I'm used to, but I did like it. I did also have a little of a mezcal influence, that's also very strange to me. But all in all the strangeness it's what makes the just journey into whiskey so much better, to finding and discovering all these new things. A little bit of a chocolate note, a little bit of a sultana note coming out. Fantastic, loved it. Then from there on, I went into Japan. In Japan, I did review quite a number of whiskies. Hibiki being one of them. But the one that really stood out for me is the Yamazaki, the 12-year-old Yamazaki. For me, this is one of the best whiskies that I've tasted this year, and I do like it. It is fantastic, sweet sultana, a little sticky, oily, covers your mouth. Cinnamon, vanilla, glazed cherries, toffees, butterscotch, dried apricot, light chocolate notes coming out. It is absolutely fantastic. For me, if I can get a bottle of that, I will be very happy, especially for Christmas. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I just hope my wife looks at this and go look for a bottle of Yamazaki 12-year-old. And another one, which I was also a little bit surprised, is also from Japan. So two from Japan. And that was the Nikka coffee grain. Love it. That is really, really nice. A little bit of a corn note coming out as well. A little bit of a cotton candy note. A little bit of a vanilla note. So tropical fruit salad. A little bit of a coconut coming out. And nice, oily, also mouth coating. Really nice. A little bit of a surprise. I never knew. I bypassed that one at duty-free shops many times. Also not on the cheap side. Seems the Japanese do tend to add a little bit of a premium to their prices, but definitely something that I'm not going to bypass again. As soon as I go to an airport, I do see it, I will definitely pick it up at the duty-free shop. Then, of course, I need to travel a little bit to the US. Now, I'm not a big bourbon drinker, and it is a little bit of an acquired taste, especially if you are a Scotch drinker. And in this case, I picked up the Knob Creek Straight Kentucky Bourbon. I did like it. I did find it a little bit difficult in the beginning. I'm warming up to the bourbons. So I did like a little bit of the core notes, the sweetness coming out, the butterscotches, a little bit of a Christmas cake as well, vanilla, a hint of an apple in it for me. Date balls, I picked up some date balls on it, so sweetness, that stickiness, I did like it. So that's also something that you might like to try in the future, especially if you're still young into whiskey. And of course, Wales. You have to go to Wales. Also a little bit of a surprise to me. And I found the Penderyn Rich Oak. There was another one, the Sherry Oak, that I tried. But I preferred the Rich Oak, which was a little bit of a fantastic on the nose. Light, fruity, floral type of nose. Fudge, vanilla coming out. Apple pie, cinnamon. Hint of a sweetness, so not overly sweet, a creamy note, a toffee note, absolutely fantastic. So that is my 10 whiskies that I would suggest that you buy in 2022, especially if you are new to whiskey and you don't want to try something that is going to be overly complex or overly expensive. Maybe the Yamazaki is going to be a little bit expensive, but that's something that I would encourage you to try. Have you tasted any of these ones? Are you also into international whiskies? So please leave a comment. Maybe you also have a suggestion of an international whiskey that you think I would enjoy. Please give me a name, and I will see if I can find it and I can do a review in the future. So thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. We are now at almost 320 subscribers. Quite excited about that. Still a long way to the 1,000. I do see about 87% of the returning viewers are not subscribers. So please just do me a favor, subscribe, doesn't cost you anything, and you will help me also to get to 1,000 and maybe to the next 10,000 subscribers. So thank you very much, and I see you next time. Cheers.